We have one more day of training tomorrow before our match against Austin. It's been a focused, tactical heavy week, as these weeks usually are, but normal. I think a good mix of being relaxed but focused is always important. At the same time, enjoying what you do, and I think the guys have done a great job of that so far. And we'll look to add another day of that tomorrow to put a good performance in on Sunday.
Everybody healthy and available?
Yeah, for the most part, it's a question mark with Eddie Segura, but for the most part, other than that, everybody is healthy and has been training.
Is Gardner ready for the week?
He's also part of everybody.
Hey Steve, obviously we know that us in the season has been a bit of a struggle for you guys this season. What's made it difficult in those two matches that you guys had in the regular season with them?
Two completely different games. They have no effect on Sunday's match. Different players in the field in each match is different stories. So completely detaching Sunday's game to those two. Like I said, just different set of circumstances. So the game here we all saw, statistically very dominant. Unlucky with a few calls as well. We're naive in two moments, and that was the game. And then there had a poor performance, and but again, statistically, also not the worst performance. If you look at expected goals, if that's important to you. So very different games, different players in the field for them as well. So I don't think it has any bearing on Sunday.
Steve, can you talk about Denis Bouanga? What you liked about his work rate? Obviously, we know he had the brace against Galaxy. Can you tell us a little bit more about him and what you've enjoyed?
Denis is the complete package. He's coming from a European environment, which is very high level. He works hard defensively. He's tactically disciplined. He can press. He can beat players 1v1. He can beat players physically with his speed. He's good in the air. He has a good finish. So he's the complete package.
Steve, right here, Crystal, KTLA. So nice to meet you. Going back to the semis, I think that goal in the 93rd minute is still etched in everyone's mind. How dependable and clutch, if you will, has Chicho been for you?
Thankfully, not too often in the 93rd minute this year. He's been clutch. Of course, he has been all year with his being prolific on the offensive end for us and being able to finish plays. Chicho also does a good job defensively for us in his pressing. And so, yeah, he's one piece of this pretty amazing squad we have. He's well liked in the group. He's a good guy. He's a warrior, and one of those few players. If he'll run through a wall for if you ask him to, and he's done that consistently. And kudos to him. I'm happy for him to have a great season. But I know if he were sitting there, he'd say he still has some work to do.
Steve, you've been part of massive games as an assistant in Europe, also as a player, US men's national team as well. Would you say this is one of the biggest games of your career, personally? What does it feel like for you?
I got a similar question last week. I think I'll give a similar answer. I said no last week. I'll say maybe now. To be honest with you, it's one game at a time, and every past game and every experience is exactly that, and we try to use the lessons we've learned in the past for here. I say it's been the same formula though in bigger games. If we can put them all into one basket, it's finding the right balance of being relaxed, focused, and enjoying the moment, but also when it's time to fight, bite, and scratch, you're able to do that. So it's really balancing your emotions in a mix of all of them and just using the right emotion at the right time in those games. And I think we did an excellent job of that against the Galaxy, and had somewhat of a similar feeling in Portland.
That's an interesting response you can talk about enjoying the moment. Do you think that's an important thing? Like, it's a big pressure-packed game, and you want to win, and if you don't win, but it's an honor to be here. People work their whole lives to get to this stage of the playoffs. Do you have to sort of step back and say, I earned this, I want to enjoy it?
We are not talking about the midterm elections and how important they are. We're talking about the Western Conference Finals. And so, yes, absolutely should be enjoyed. And it's a sport. We're all here, and most of you have a smile on your faces. And so I think you have to understand the moment and the bigger picture we are in the world. And if we can't enjoy this, then I'm not sure what we can enjoy.
Do you need to tell the players that, or do you know that?
I don't need to tell them now. This has been my message all season. And for those of you who've seen training, I think you have a good idea of how we go about our business here.
Steve, you were nominated for Coach of the Year. Obviously, you didn't win, but you're a coach that we've come to learn. You put your players first. But how does it feel to be recognized in your first year and to get the votes? I know you came in, you didn't get it, but how did it feel to get recognized by the league?
I'm happy for the technical staff to be recognized. Ante, Mark, Oka, and Robbie, and everybody involved in the performance staff as well. They've done a fantastic job. So for them, I'm very happy for them. I'm happy to talk about the players.
Steve, similar circumstances to 2019. Obviously, you get Western Conference semis, you beat the Galaxy, and then fall short in the conference finals. It seemed like it was almost beat the Galaxy in 2019. You weren't here clearly with the club. Beat the Galaxy in 2019. It was hard to let go for that next match, or something just didn't carry over. Did you address any of that coming into this match? Do you let the Galaxy game totally lie? How do you handle that?
It's 3 years ago.
Well, you just had it last week. Similar circumstances.
So there are zero connection between 2019 and now. Different group of players. There's only 2 players who were there then. But to answer your question, yeah, we haven't spoken once about the game. We haven't showed any video. It has nothing to do with this week of preparation for Austin. And from what I can tell you, the guys have already forgotten it.
The lineups were so different for the 2 Austin matches this season. Why were they so different? What was your thinking in terms of the approach for Austin? You've always talked about matching lineups for the opponent. Why were they so different?
Different stages of the season. I think going into the Austin match, if my memory is correct, I think we had a 9-point advantage. And certain guys needed some minutes. And we tried different things throughout the season, always understanding that the goal is to win the Supporter Shield. So that's why there are different lineups at different stages of the season, and that's all it is. There's nothing more than that to it.
Last for me, on Austin, what are you seeing from them at this particular moment compared to the previous 2 times you saw them?
It's a fun team to watch. It's an exciting team, a team who is extremely dangerous, who can score a goal at any moment at time in the game, and that's something we understand. We have a special player in Cherundolo and a few others, but most notably him. They have the ability when they need a goal, they can get a goal, and those are tools that they have had all season, and they still have, and they will use, and they're not afraid to use them. It's also a team who believes in themselves and in their coach, and a coach who's done an excellent job with this squad, and will have solutions and possible solutions and answers to our pieces. As do we, and so I'm looking forward to this match. Should be a good one. Should be a tight one, and I'm 100% sure there'll be some exciting moments too.
You mentioned Cherundolo. When you watch the film on him, what stands out? Obviously, MVP candidate this season. That was a handful for a lot of defenses.
Well, in transition, he's their first target. He links play from back to front. He's a good finisher. And his timing to get in the box and crosses is impeccable. And, that is pretty much how he scored every goal this season, with the exception of set pieces. And that's, I think, those attributes are important for any player who's going to be prolific and effective for any team. He's had a good year, and we're aware of that.